NBA China. NBA China is a super successful move by the National Basketball Association. What are you talking about, NBA China? Well, I'm actually talking business. And not only do I talk about relationships with women, but I talk about relationships with the world and increasing one's finance to a point where wealth is the only thing that's standing at your front door. But NBA China, I recorded a game between the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I love the Cleveland Cavaliers, but another team that I really like now because of their style, their youth, the talent level, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers. And I thought it was an excellent business move. They played a preseason game in China. And they've been doing these things. This is nothing new for those that understand sports, but I guess the thing I'm doing is following the model of the National Basketball Association and the National Football League, but this is about NBA China. I cannot remember the ridiculous number of male and females in China that they said are locked and loaded with the NBA. I think it was 300 million or something like that. If that number is wrong, then somebody send me a comment and correct me. But I'm watching this game last night, and I had recorded it from the other day, so maybe you guys saw Philadelphia playing against Dallas. But the place was packed, and they had Ben Simmons from Philadelphia 76ers, and they had Dirk Nowitzki, who is a staple and is celebrating his 21st year with the Dallas Mavericks. He actually has broken the record. He will break the record when the regular season starts, going above Kobe, who got 20 years, but 21 years with the same program. So that's an ambassador for the National Basketball Association. So he's somebody who they believe will not embarrass them. So they sent him over to China to play an exhibition game. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and those guys are young gunners, and they're a part of the future in the way the game is being played. So Philadelphia easily could win the East this year. Now, I know you might get some arguments with some people, but Philadelphia could win the East. And to me, a small example of that is NBA China. If you send a team over to represent the NBA, then you believe that something is there. So I'm only talking about just the product of business. Like I said, Dirk Nowitzki is an ambassador. So he was used as an example of representing. So represent your family when you go places, just like NBA China. Represent your family. So anybody that is locked and loaded on calling somebody a nigga, bitch this, bitch that, hold this, hold that, you are representing your family, just like NBA China. But I'm sure you probably like, man, that's not true. I'm not representing my uncles and aunties and my mother and my father, my little sister and brother when I'm walking the streets. But the thing is, you are. And you probably still don't care about that. So I don't know how in the world, besides taking a hammer to social media and beating it into a pulp, And I know I can get into a lot of trouble for that type of statement. But I don't know other than that. But this is about NBA China and business. The Bezo Blizzard, which I want to talk about another day. But that's Jeff Bezos, the Amazon icon, richest man in the world, or in the United States, I believe. Because I don't know, it's some cats probably over in Iraq or Iran somewhere that got some stuff that's not even understandable in terms of wealth. But anyway, I'm talking about NBA China. So now you play a game in China, and the NBA has done this in different places. Dallas Mavericks had on their team a young man who was Chinese. Now, I mentioned the ambassador, but this young man that's from China is probably the largest piece as a key, because when they put Ben Simmons up to speak, and they put Dirk Nowitzki up to thank the crowd for their hospitality and how the guys have enjoyed their stay in China so far, they had this young man stand up and speak as well. And he grabbed the microphone and he spoke in Chinese. And they went crazy. And I was like, this is the move right here. I'm not saying to go to China, but I'm just talking about being business minded to a point where you are creating happiness for a lot of people, not just in your neighborhood, but creating happiness for people in other places. And a lot of times that's what this is about. Creating a comfort zone for yourself by creating one for everybody else. So I wanted to do this piece on the NBA China. If y'all get a chance to pull it up, you can go to, I don't know what day it aired, but if you're doing it now, it might have been, what's the day, Wednesday? It may have been Monday or something like that. But NBA China, and watch how the NBA markets the whole process and brings joy and happiness to a number of people. Now I'm happy to say I got me and my mother 2 tickets to go to see the Cleveland Cavaliers coming up soon. And I'm excited about that. My mother's excited about it. So the NBA again has put a product on the court that's enjoyable for my family. But I want to give a shout out to y'all and NBA.